All right, I'm going to go a slightly lower profile type of guy, but I think
less exciting.
I mean, I think he could have a similar, I guess not similar impact, but he could have an impact and make a name for himself here in this coming offseason. So I'm going Donald Parham, tight end of the
LA Chargers.
I was going to say San
Diego
because I'm old.
End of this year on a scary note.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. The concussion at the end of the year was a pretty scary one. Just kind of dove into the end zone and cracked his head on the ground on the way. No contact from a defender or anything, and went all rigid and everything. But he's a guy that I think flashed enough in his short period there. He's a guy that. He didn't have a starting gig. Obviously, that's Jared Cook, 34-year-old Jared Cook, who's in the last year of his deal there with the Chargers. So Donald Parham always interests me. 6'8", a former basketball player in high school, played 1 year of high school football before he went off to college, and it was a small school, Stetson University. So he had to kind of take an unconventional route. I think he went XFL for a year as well, and he's got, 6'8", 240 pounds. At 6'8", he doesn't look like a tight end at 240 pounds. This guy looks like a wide receiver. Yeah, he's very lean. And what I love about the guy is you can't teach this kind of size and separation. So it's at 6'8", he has the stats. He has actually better separation now than Jared Cook did last year. He gets over 2 yards, around 2 yards of separation per route run, where Jared Cook is down at like 1.72. And Jared Cook last year was targeted 83 times. So if Jared Cook leaves, this is going to be a huge opportunity for a guy like Donald Parham, because not only is Jared Cook leaving with his 83 targets, Mike Williams is a free agent, all 129 of his targets. Jalen Guyton with 58 targets is also a free agent. They basically have Keenan Allen on the books for next year. They have Donald Parham, and they have Josh Palmer as far as wide receivers or receivers coming back next year.
Sure.
So there's a huge opportunity for whomever is left there to gobble up a lot of these targets. And Donald Parham, I think, is an easy slam dunk type of guy. He's a ERFA, so he's an exclusive rights free agent, which means he can't negotiate with any other team. It's going to be LA or basically no one. So I expect him to re-sign there in LA. And I think he's a guy that has shown enough in the red zone and out in the middle of the field that he can be a factor there if he is the guy. So it's going to be a leap of faith, but the great news is you're not having to give up a lot. Right now in our trade finder, he's going for a third. He's going for a fourth. I think it was Jonnu Smith before his injury. He was going for players like Jonnu Smith. So very, very, very cheap kind of option for a guy that could potentially land himself at a starting tight end with Justin Herbert as his quarterback. Sure. And there's a ton of trust there between the guys already growing. He's already had the year in the system here. And I just love the opportunity that free agency could possibly give him.
Yeah, I love those buys where there's a transition coming, right? You mentioned 34-year-old Jared Cook leaving, and you said 83 targets. It kind of blew me away a little bit that even he saw that many targets. And I don't know how many Parham had. Do you know how many Parham had?
Yeah, Parham only had 27, and he caught 20 of them. So he had a better catch rate even than Jared Cook. Across the board, his stats are very comparable, if not a little bit better than Jared Cook's, and he's 6'8".
But everything you wish Leonard Pope would have been. But this is something that, say you take half of that, because obviously be another tight end there too. He sees 95 targets and he catches the same catch rate. He catches 75 footballs. 75 footballs for a tight end is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So to me, getting that opportunity, tied with the quarterback, Guyton is probably going to leave. Josh Palmer step in that role as the number 2, the number 3 if they don't.
If Mike Williams sticks
around. I don't think if Mike Williams somehow didn't stick around, I still think they'd bring somebody else in regardless.
Sure. There's a lot of decent free agent wide receivers.
I saw a lot from Josh Palmer. I'm a fan. I think he's a good dynasty buy low as well, to be honest with you. But at tight end position, everybody needs a good backup tight end. Everybody needs half the league people need a starting tight end. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I like the Donald Parham pick. I think it's a solid dynasty buy right now to help. Helps any dynasty team. And the big thing here is what does it cost? We mentioned J.K. Dobbins. Right. It's going to cost you. I love the guys that are costing you third-round picks because right around now till about April, third-round picks have some pretty solid value when it comes to their name. When in reality, they're pretty much like the crumbs on the bottom of potato chips. You know what I mean? It's you're shaking them in there, but they're not offering all that flavor. Come on, I can do better than this. Go pay 99 cents to get another bag. What
Lick
are you
your
doing?
finger,
cheapie?
trying to like get them all to stick to your finger.
Yeah, now you look like you're a 5-year-old.
Yep.
He just pick his nose like, no, he's eating chips.
He's eating chips.
Are those Cool Ranch or Cool Chili Ranch? Well, those look good. So that's what he offers. I like the value there. I got my second guy, same thing, real cheap because again, we talk about this as well. It's not always about the big moves you make. It's not always targeting these big moves. It's targeting guys in Dynasty like Donald Parham that you make these moves in January, February. Then it slips your mind about the whole trade value because by come September, November, you don't even remember this trade.
Right.
Like you're like, oh, Donald Parham's been on my team forever. You know what I mean? It's like I've always had him. And all of a sudden he started. Now he's seeing those targets, and you're winning championships for a move that you made because you listened to the Dynasty Nerd podcast back in January. I like the trade.
What I would do with that, because overall I'm a fan of that as well, but I'm going to hedge my bets with that. I'm going to also try to make sure I get Trey McKinney as well. They took him in the third round last year, and he flashed at the end of the season, started getting more targets, more catches at the end of the season. So in a perfect world, I would like to have them both, just in case one of them starts to emerge over the other. Dalton Schultz, Blake Jarwin kind of thing.
Good call, yeah.
So I would like to hedge my bets there, but I'm all in on the tight end for whoever the tight end is for the Chargers. I'm all in on that player.
Yeah, awesome. I forgot all about Trey McKinney getting selected in the third round. He did show a little bit something there at the end which is crazy because him coming out wasn't like a flashy, like athletic tight end that caught a lot of football. So, but he looked better than the year that he did on tape, like coming out of college.
I think
Senior Bowl he popped.
I was gonna say I think McKinney was fairly athletic, but it wasn't a lot of opportunities.
He played at Georgia.
Yeah, exactly.
He got like 6 catches.
Yeah, but now they got Brock Bowers, and the guy could go play tight end right away. He had a big touchdown. That dude looks like a stud muffin.
Yeah, is he a freshman?
He's a true freshman.
He's 18 years old and playing in the NFL. I mean, dude, you know how much I love talking tight ends? When that dude comes out in 3 years, I'm going to be going from 6 to midnight. You're like, look at this guy, Brock Bowers, double B.
Keep that trench coat closed.
Yeah. Don't worry, I don't have a mustache.
No mustache.
No Oscar Mayer showing
Creepy
for you.
smile, though.
Very creepy.